Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Today is the 20th episode of my Let the Women Tell It series. And under focus today is the destruction of Jonathan Majors at the hand of a woman with the aid of the legal justice system and its miscarriages. I have a lady who I never heard from before, about before. Her name is, I guess, Adonia Publishing, and she really breaks it down in succinct and very good language. I'm gonna just use a little small piece of her content, and I'm gonna put the entire 11 minutes that she talks in the description, so you can go to her channel yourself and listen to the whole thing. Subscribe to her channel. It sounds like this lady knows what she's talking about, and she puts this thing into focus because I had some real issues with this trial from the beginning. And she gives us a little peek into the back door. But before I give you this sister, I think she's a sister. I haven't seen a picture of her. She might not be. But anyway, the point really is this, that, before we go forward, please be prepared to comment. Give me your comments. But like, share this video. I need the likes for the algorithm. Subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, because I'm going to keep putting out more and more content. Remember, this afternoon or this early evening at 6 o'clock, I'm going to do my sports channel. So you chime in for that, 6 o'clock Eastern. But without further ado, we're going to let this sister tell it, or the young lady tell it. And she's really good at this. I'm going to give you a little tidbits. I might chime in because there's some specific things that I had issue with the trial. And it's nice to hear a perspective from somebody. I don't have no idea who the person is, kind of echoing some of the thoughts I've had, but saying it in a very eloquent way. So without further ado, I'm going to let the woman tell it. Here we go.
Welp, Jonathan Majors just learned a major lesson on optics because a jury of 6 people that included no melanated men and only one melanated woman just split the verdict, finding him not guilty on the major charges of intent to harm, but guilty of reckless behavior that could have caused injury. Which tells me one thing: the jury did not believe his ex girlfriend, but they did feel sorry for her.
Now, see, I'm going to stop it right there. 35 seconds in, I believe what this woman is saying. So, the punishment for Jonathan Majors is really the same, except for jail time. Except for jail time. First of all, his legal representation lost the trial for him at the voir dire process. And voir dire is the skill of picking a jury. Now, he's a black man, not just a regular black man, but a black man, right? And how you going to have nothing but white representation, male or female, and then a melanated person? She didn't say it was a black woman, but if it was a black woman, there's enough black women out there who hate Jonathan Majors just because he dated a white woman. So he didn't have anybody, he didn't have any peers on this goddamn jury. He didn't have a jury of his peers. He did not have a jury of his peers. Let me just say, I'm not so enamored with black men these days either. There's so many pandering, sycophant black men. He could have had a couple of these black little bastards on his jury, and they still would have did the same thing. I have to say that because black men have been falling down for far too long. There's very few black men out there. Not well. Let me stop saying that. There's not enough black men out there who could grab their balls and act like black men without pandering to women. So he is behind the eight ball to begin with. The media was on him. The chick took his phone, right? You have a right to get your product back from somebody. She chases him down the street. She set him up, and his career, first of all, everybody keeps saying his career is completely over and ruined. It is for now. But everybody knows the okey doke when they see it. You think that he's not going to be back. He might not be with Marvel. Well, you know what? Marvel has turned this shit anyway. But they're pandering to all kinds of freaks and social justice. And they've been putting out shit after shit after shit after shit. So, you know what? He may not be hurt by that. But let's continue a little bit more from the sister. Fair use, fair use. I'm going to put her whole thing in, but I'm not going to play it all here. But, this thing has me pissed, man.
After 12 days of trial, the jury went to deliberation last Thursday, December 14th, and after 40 minutes sent a note asking for a detailed breakdown of the charges, a replay of the 911 call, and to review the video that showed Jonathan trying to leave his ex-girlfriend in the car after she refused to let go of his arm. And when that didn't work, the video even shows that he had to use great effort to yank his arm from her grasp, trying at least twice before he was free to finally do the get out run away from the situation, with his ex chasing him down for several blocks. Now, after receiving the jury request, the judge decided to adjourn deliberations until the next day, Friday, at 2:25 p.m. Eastern Time, upon which he provided everything that the jury had previously requested. The jury was informed that the major charges, count 1 and count 3, were based on what the prosecution said happened in the car, where Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend basically told the jury that he went oops upside her head several times, jumped on top of her, and twisted her arm and squeezed her finger to get his phone back after she had snatched it from him.
So let me stop you right there. One of the things is that his inadequate representation didn't lean on more than enough case law that no one has the right to take your property, and that you, as the property owner, have the right to get it back, have the right to get your shit back. They didn't even bring that up. So his own lawyers were buying into this innocent white girl tear bullshit. First they allowed a biased jury to get picked. Then they don't challenge the most basic shit of human rights that this chick was taken from them. They don't challenge the fact that she was recording him secretly forever so she could use it later on. What kind of representation did he have? Now, he ain't rich, so he didn't have the best representation money can buy. But, he's got bamboozled forever. This shit's going to cost him tens of millions of dollars. Now, I think that if Tyler Perry wasn't such a pussy, he should give him some role. If some other fucking men who have, access to media, he should get roles out of those guys. He should get roles from men who ain't afraid of the goddamn woke culture to get him back on his feet, because what's happened to him is bullshit. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Now, here's my thing. I gotta say, I'm gonna stop sharing this lady. She's got some good stuff here. I would recommend you listening to the whole 11 minutes. I only could use her stuff for fair use. I'm gonna probably subscribe to her channel because she gave me some good content. But I can tell you this, this. We should, as men, as Black men, we should really be alarmed that any woman anywhere can destroy our lives. Any woman anywhere. Now, the only thing I gotta say is Jonathan Majors has to be held accountable for picking this goddamn woman. That's his fault. He doesn't get any absolution from that. Out of all the women you could pick, Jonathan, you pick a chick, man, that has your worst interests in mind. You know what? She probably told him she loved him. She probably told him that. She probably told him, hey, man, this box is yours and only yours. And he fell for it. You're the most accomplished black actor in recent history. And you fall for some scrag. You got to take a hit for that. But it shouldn't cost you your livelihood. It shouldn't cost you your life. It shouldn't cost you the things that this is going to cost you with an overzealous DA who wants to put another black man in jail for bullshit. You know, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but y'all ain't mad at this shit, man. You know what? You might as well just call in our card and just call it a night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's not blameless, but you don't deserve this shit. And the whole thing with Marvel, they're probably doing you a favor because they were going to hell anyway. Hell in a handbasket with debauchery, with social justice, with all of this bullshit, you know, that they're doing with trying to appease this small percentage of people who don't give a shit about their content and shitting on all the people who's been dedicated to them for a lifetime. So anyway, you know what? I wanted to rant myself. I was supposed to let the woman tell it, and I think I gave you the salient points. I'm gonna put her description in there, and you can listen to her, how she kind of breaks down the jury, how she kind of breaks down the trial, and her rationale for him being acquitted. Nobody's even talking about the fact that he was acquitted from the most serious charges. Now they're trying to bury him on stuff that people get a fine for and they go home. They're trying to bury, the media's trying to bury him on the charges that stick or the stuff that people just negotiate and move on from, and nobody does jail time. And they're trying to make that into some big, huge shit when the most egregious stuff he was acquitted for. And where's the news articles on that? I mean, I can't get, this thing is it's just horrible. You know, I want some clicks and I want some views. I might not get it because a little bit of curse words. What can I say? But anyway, you know what? If you're a black man and you still got a dick and you still understand your rightful position in this world, you should be livid over this. R. Payne, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Over and out.